Welcome to the Peace Pentagon Hub vlog. The Peace Pentagon is a conference and training center for progressive programs and sacred activism located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Our Hub vlogs feature thought leaders and futurists in each sector of society, where every day synergistic solutions are emerging to help us build a new world.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Peace Pentagon Hub vlog. I'm Katie Kennedy, a member of the Path of the Peacemaker at the Peace Pentagon. I've got fellow peacemaker Judy Seay with me today to talk about the Equal Rights Amendment. Thank you for joining us, Judy.
Thanks, Katie. Yeah, I am passionate about equal rights. You know, many people in the United States think there already is an Equal Rights Amendment. That's because maybe we've been talking about it for like 100 years. I want to summarize something for you that I wrote recently about rights in general, because I think clarifying what equal means is important. The U.S. Constitution of 1788 defined freedom and justice for a new democratic republic. Just because the founders at that time did happen all to have been white men, following generations knew that their definition of ourselves and our posterity was broader than that. And so a series of amendments further specified who were the people who were ensured these blessings of liberty. These amendments define the circle our founders called We the People. There were 5 basic amendments: the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 19th, and the 26th, that brought different groups into this circle that we call We the People. But women have never been brought in with full rights, and they belong in the circle with full rights, not just voting rights. So we think this is the time for Virginia to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about the ERA and its history? How long have we been waiting for this to become a reality?
Well, it depends on when you start counting. 100 years or 50 years. I have made a little timeline here. It really all began in 1919 when Congress passed an amendment giving women the right to vote. Within 3 years, the Equal Rights Amendment was introduced in Congress by 2 Republicans. This was the beginning. 50 years of activism and debate ensued, and then in 1971, the House passed 354 to 24. And in 1972, the Senate passed it 84 to 8. Wow, bipartisan support. Then over the next 1973 to 2018, a long time, 37 more states have ratified. And this has been ongoing. The last 2 states to ratify were 2017 and 2018. So we're almost there after nearly 100 years. The 38th state and the last state needed for the 3/4 majority to ratify could be Virginia.
Wow.
Maybe this is a good time for me to read you the text of the Equal Rights Amendment. We talk a lot about it, but it's really simple, and there's only 3 sections. Number 1, equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Section 2, the Congress shall have the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. In Section 3, the amendment shall take effect 2 years after ratification. And that's as simple as it is.
Great. Thanks for that explanation. I guess that makes what's happening here in Virginia quite important. No? Can you tell me about what's going to happen this week?
It's quite important. Following last week's Senate action, which was the passing of the ratification joint resolution, it was sent to the House. All of the ERA bills, and there are 4 of them, have been assigned to a 6-member subcommittee. A vote was taken early Tuesday morning. That was today. And a vote of 4-2 along party lines, 4 Republicans voting not to pass it out and 2 Democrats voting to pass it out, could mean that it's dead. But it doesn't have to be. The full committee, and that's Privileges and Elections in the House of Delegates, could hear the bill on Friday. They have a meeting, and their chairman, Mark Cole, could bring that before them for a vote. Remember, all this committee work has to happen before the ERA even goes to the House for a full vote. And that is what advocates are asking for: a full, registered, on-the-record vote by every one of the elected delegates for Virginia.
So you're saying Virginia could be the state to make this finally come to fruition. What can the average Virginian do to advocate for the ERA in time for Friday's decision?
Yes, Virginia could be key. Virginia could be pivotal. They could go on the record as being the last state to ratify. Well, here's what you can do. You can tell your story. Well, let me tell you my story first. You can tell I have white hair. I'm not a young chick. But when the ERA was sent by Congress out to the states, I was a young woman. I had a 2-year-old daughter. I had a newborn son. And now my daughter has gray hair. She has a family of her own. That's my story. This is how long we've been waiting. What you can do is tell your story. Call the representatives on the committee and tell them your story, and tell them that you do not want to wait another 50 years, another 100 years for the ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment. We're going to give you here a list of those representatives. Call the Speaker of the House. Call the Republican caucus member. These are the votes we need. And ironically, it was Republicans that spearheaded the initial issue. And we want them to rekindle their enthusiasm for equal rights. Like in 1976, it was, and for many years before that, it was part of their platform. They believed the only way that men and women could have equal and fair rights under the Constitution was to pass this amendment. Now, you say, what can we do? There is something I would like to add. If you do nothing, nothing will happen. And so do nothing, and nothing will happen. Do we want to wait another 100 years? It's time for women to go from voting rights to full rights. Don't wait. Do something today.
Well said. Thank you again, Judy. This has been most informative and inspiring. So what do you say, everyone? Let's get to work.
We hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. To learn more about the Peace Pentagon Hub, visit peacepentagon.net. And if you're interested in living with other cultural creatives, check out the Valley of Light micro-community at the Oracle campus in Independence, Virginia. To learn more about the Valley of Light, visit our other website, theoracleinstitute.org.